Hi, my name is James Lewis. I am the department head of the North Jersey History and Genealogy Center at the Morristown, Township Library. I'm going to teach you how to research your Civil War ancestor using our resources. Here are our hours. Please check our website to see if we are indeed open. The North Jersey History and Genealogy Center is located in the lower level of the library. Here is our reference desk. We ask you to read our rules and regulations, then fill in our sign-in sheet before using our room. We do not share your information. Here is our reading room where you will see 15 to 20% of our book collection and an old-fashioned card catalog on the right. Please check our online card catalog from home, compile a list of the resources you'd like to look at, then, after you've arrived, check our old-fashioned card catalog. The blue cards on the left are our subject cards. I suggest you search those first. The orange cards are our map cards. We have a great collection of maps of the entire state and a bit beyond. Our oldest map showing property holders is from the 1790s. If you know the author or title of a work, check the white cards. On the first bank of shelves, we have books on historic building and home preservation. Then on the reverse side, we have family histories from A to Z from across the state with a focus on Morris, Sussex, and Warren counties. On the third bank of shelves, you'll see some silver-spined books. Those are Mayflower family's books. We have books on the original 13 states from north to south, and a few on the Midwestern states that were settled by New Jerseyans. The last two banks of shelves are filled with books on the Civil War donated by Norman Tomlinson Jr. and the North Jersey Civil War Roundtable. I'm going to use General George Sears Green as a case study. George Sears Green was a brevet major general when he died. He was born in Warwick, Rhode Island, into an old Rhode Island family. In 1819, he entered the U.S. Military Academy at West Point. He graduated second in his class in 1823. In 1829, he was promoted to first lieutenant. After a 19-year career in the Army, he resigned. Then he was a civil engineer that helped build the Croton Reservoir in Central Park. Later, he was commissioned as a colonel of the 60th Regiment, New York Volunteers. Later that year, he was commissioned brigadier general. He commanded the line on Culp's Hill at the Battle of Gettysburg. He moved to Morristown in 1885 and lived at 31 Boykin Street with his only daughter and her family, Anna M. Day, wife of Murray S. Day, the son of General Hannibal Day, who died on March 26, 1891, and who had been a classmate of George Sears Green. By 1897, George Sears Green lived at 15 Wetmore Street. One of our go-to resources is our family files. We have an index of our family files, and in that index I found that we have a green family file. Here's a link to our vertical file index, which lists all our family files. In that file, I found a copy of a letter dated 1893 to George Sears Green, Jr. from a genealogist. One of the types of documents you'll find in our family files are letters from our staff to people who have requested information. This gentleman has requested information on General George Sears Green. In the letter, the librarian cites Green and his New York troops at Gettysburg, H929 Green. Also found in that family file is a pedigree of George Sears Green, Jr., dating back to the 1500s in England. And George Sears Green Sr.'s obituary from the February 3, 1899 issue of the Jerseyman, which notes he leaves three sons, General Francis V. Vinton Green, George Sears Green, Jr., both now of Morristown, and Major Charles T. Green of Brookfield, Connecticut. There was also a copy of an obituary from Appleton's Encyclopedia of 1899, and on that page there was a note letting me know that George Hannibal Day was a classmate of General George Sears Green. Also in the family file was a copy of the obituary that appeared in the New York Genealogical and Biographical Record from their April 1899 issue. We have a near complete run of the New York Genealogical and Biographical Record. Here is another example of what you would find in a family file. This is a genealogy which begins with Major General Francis Vinton Green. We have a great collection of city directories from across the state, and Kings County, New York from 1831 to 1933-34, and New York County from 1665 to 1933-1934. This is the page listing General George Sears Green at his home at 15 Wetmore Avenue from the Morristown City Directory from 1897. We have a large photograph collection of Morristown and the surrounding area, including this photograph of George Sears Green's 15 Wetmore Avenue Morristown house, photographed in 2006 by Phil Stearns. Morristown and Morris Township Library cardholders can access Proquest Civil War Eras database from home. This database covers Manifest Destiny through the end of the Civil War. It has two different groups of pamphlets for a total of 2,000, some of them 20 to 40 page long pamphlets. It also has complete runs of 8 newspapers: the Richmond Dispatch, the Charleston Mercury, New Orleans Times-Picayune, Boston Herald, New York Herald, the Columbus State Journal, the Kentucky Daily Journal, and Memphis Daily Appeal. It has a collection of Civil War pamphlets dating from 1861 through 1865 that includes 1,758 that illustrate the war of words during the conflict. These pamphlets provide a broad-ranging view of the issues and attitudes that led to the war and its impact on American society. Included in the collection are biographies, campaign literature, government documents, journals, presidential addresses, sermons, and speeches. Other documents that may prove useful are the Annual Report of the American Historical Association, Volume 2, Bibliography of American Historical Societies, the Centennial of the United States Military Academy at West Point, New York, 1802 to 1902, Volume 2, Statistics and Bibliographies, Congressional Reports, the Historical Register and Dictionary of the U.S. Army from its organization September 29, 1789 to March 2, 1903, by Francis B. Heitman, published under the Act of Congress, approved March 2, 1903, and the Annual Report of the American Historical Association for the year 1909. The library also provides Heritage Quests to the library card holders from home. Click on the History and Genealogy tab, then click on Research Sources and Databases. You will arrive at this page. Scroll down the page till you see Heritage Quest. Heritage Quest provides access to many history books. It also provides access to 2.3 million local history and genealogical articles. Here's Heritage Quest Online's main page. Note that you will be able to search the census, books, wills and probates, city directories, military records, immigration records, and other records. Morristown and Morris Township Library cardholders can also access MyHeritage from home. I suggest you click on the Advanced Search and search for your ancestor using the Advanced Search. A search for George Sears Green returned 26,959 results. MyHeritage groups records by the following types: They also provide access to different international records than Ancestry provides. We provide access to the following newspapers on computers in our department. Most of these newspapers were published in Morris County, except for the Stanhope Eagle, which is in neighboring Sussex County. Note that these newspapers date from as early as 1849 and as late as 1950. The Jerseyman, the newspaper at the top of the list, was the paper of record for Morris County for much of its existence. The paper was published from 1824 until 1930. Visitors to the North Jersey History and Genealogy Center can access Ancestry Library Edition on our computers. Ancestry has digitized many different types of resources, including the federal and state census, military records, tax records, criminal records, land records and wills, stories, memories and histories, pictures and message boards. An exact search for George Sears Green, born in 1801, died in 1899, and lived in Morristown, returned 476 hit records, whereas a broad search for George Green returned 1,575,242 records. Imagine going through that many just to find information on George Sears Green. Although not all of the 476 hits for George Sears Green were on General George Sears Green that lived in Morristown. One of the documents that listed George Sears Green is this 1895 New Jersey State Census. And you will see George Sears Green listed living with Anna M. Day. We also provide access to another Ancestry product, Fold 3. Fold 3 is a great collection of military records. You can limit your searches to eras, including the Civil War. A search for General George Sears Green returned 45 results, including 2 portrait photographs by the famed Civil War photographer Brady, 34 Army Register listings, 4 New York State Adjutant General reports dating from 1846 through 1995, 2 Heitman's Register and Dictionary of the U.S. Army documents. We have a great collection of family histories from A to Z from across the state, with a focus on Morris, Sussex, and Warren counties. Within we have Greene and His New York Troops at Gettysburg, published by the State of New York Monuments Commission, 1909. And here's a picture of the Greene Monument at Gettysburg. Major General Fitzjohn Porter also lived in Morristown at Farragut Place. Here is a photograph of his home at Farragut Place near the corner of McCullough Avenue that appears in a unique resource to our collections, Dennis N. Bertland and Robert P. Guter's manuscript book, The Architecture of Morristown and Morris Township. We have hundreds of periodicals or magazines, from the Addams Family newsletter to the Yorker Palatinate. The most valuable magazine in that collection is the Genealogical Magazine of New Jersey, which lists baptisms, marriages, deaths, cemetery listings, and tax ratables. This is a great resource for New Jerseyans from the 1700s, 1800s, and early 1900s. The publishers of Family Chronicle and Internet Genealogy published a series of how to research your ancestors from different countries or different time periods. One of these issues is tracing your Civil War ancestors. Here's the table of contents. We have a great collection of manuscript collections. To find descriptions of those collections, go to the History and Genealogy tab, click on it, and then click on the Archival and Manuscript Collection Finding Aids. Unfortunately, we do not have any collections on the Green family. However, we do have a miscellaneous manuscript collection which has a couple of documents on the Green family, including this letter to George Sears Green Jr. from Francis Dana regarding his genealogy.
We have thousands of books on microfilm. The books on microfilm in this collection are family histories and local histories from New England and New York. Included in this collection is a collection of Civil War New Jersey regimental histories.
We also have about 60 family trees and charts, but none on the Green family. To see a list of those family trees and charts, copy this link and go to it.
Thanks to a generous donation from Norman Tomlinson Jr. and the North Jersey Civil War Roundtable, we have hundreds of books on the Civil War, including the Andersonville Diary and memoirs of Charles Hopkins, 1st New Jersey Infantry.
Charles Eckert and Robert McAvoy's Our Brothers Gone Before, which lists the deceased rank, regiment, date of death, and place of burial, as well as the odd note within square brackets. In Charles Hopkins' case, it says awarded the Medal of Honor, but others note wounded in action. Here the arrow points to the entry for Charles F. Hopkins, Private, 1st New Jersey Infantry, awarded the Medal of Honor, February 14, 1934, buried in Greenwood Cemetery, Boonton, Morris County. Another book in our book collection that will be of interest is Kemper Chambers' Civil War Soldiers Buried in Evergreen Cemetery.
Here is a page from Kemper Chambers' book. Note the information provided, including the veteran's name, next of kin, last place of residence, cause of death, and place of burial.
We have indexes to our Morris County newspapers. Be sure to look at these on our ready reference shelves. There are death notices from the Jerseyman, True Democratic Banner, Morris County Chronicle from 1849 to 1899, marriage notices from the Jerseyman, True Democratic Banner, and the Morris Republican from 1849 to 1899. We have an index of the Jerseyman from 1860 through 1869. And a great resource is Morristown Obituaries, a 4-volume set of obituaries copied from the Morris County newspapers, primarily the Jerseyman, from 1818 through 1941. These obituaries are in alphabetical order and are of people of note, so you would not find your regular common person in these obituaries, but it's always best just to check just in case. Another book, Richard T. Irwin's Of Courage of Comrades and of Community, Connecting Men of Morris County and its Grand Army of the Republic Posts, a too brief historic outline.
Of the hundreds of maps in our collections, this map would be of special interest to people researching their Civil War ancestors. Veterans Graves Registration, Evergreen Cemetery, Morristown, New Jersey. This map shows the burial sites of Mexican War, Civil War, Spanish-American War, and World War I veterans. To see a list of our maps, copy the link, paste it into your browser, and click. Some free websites to access are the Soldiers and Sailors database that provides basic information on Civil War veterans from both sides. Another useful genealogy website is Family Search.
We will be happy to answer any questions you might have. If you have questions, feel free to contact the North Jersey History and Genealogy Center at njhgc@jfpl.org or write to us at the North Jersey History and Genealogy Center, Morristown and Morris Township Library, 1 Miller Road, Morristown, New Jersey, 07960.